Coming up, the family of Andy Smith, who died in a kayaking accident last week, said their final goodbyes Wednesday. And police continue the search for a man they suspect is behind a murder in Whitley County last week. Plus, the fate of a Pineville hospital still hangs precariously in the balance as lack of funding threatens to close it down.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 5:30 on this Thursday, May the 30th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Well, we are in a severe weather alert day because we're supposed to see storms much similar to the ones that we saw yesterday. So let's bring Brandon in this morning to give us a better breakdown of when to expect. And Brandon, the ones yesterday came in almost right on time, as you mentioned yesterday morning.
Exactly. They were right in that time frame yesterday afternoon. We talked about that. And again, I think that's going to kind of be a similar time frame today. So keep an eye out later this afternoon, especially from between about 2 and about 5 to 6 o'clock tonight. Let's get into the cameras first this morning. Very foggy outside the WIMT studios in Hazard. Up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain, not too much going on up there, but a little bit of a breeze there. Visibility again, a little bit lowered in some locations, so be careful of that. There's the big picture satellite radar, and some of that will move toward us as we head deeper into the daytime hours. I'll have the rest of that forecast here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Paris Andy Smith, the man who died last week in a kayaking incident on the Leviza Fork of the Big Sandy River, was buried yesterday. WYMT's Buddy Forbes talked with family members who say they are still trying to put into words what the past week has meant to them.
It was a true hero send-off as the family and friends of Andy Smith said their final goodbyes.
We're going to miss him a lot.
Though he left this world during a kayaking accident last week, the former Marine's memory lives on.
It's unfortunate that everybody didn't know him because they would have loved him.
His family says he was one of a kind.
He always had a smile on his face. He just loved life. He was happy.
And was always the life of the party.
He was always the loudest person in the room. And just everybody just loved him.
Everyone who knew him says they were better for it.
He's the best of us. He didn't see a person that he wasn't kind to.
The family said they have been overwhelmed with support from so many since the night Andy went missing.
I think it's a true compliment to Andy and the person that he was, that it showed how people can come together and work together.
They said seeing those people work together is like seeing Andy's character live on.
I think Andy would be happy knowing that he did that.
And they are so glad to know he had the community by his side. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The family also wanted to thank the Carl D. Perkins Job Corps, where Andy was employed, for the support that they have received. A Kentucky State Police trooper who died in the line of duty is being honored. Trooper Blake Trippi was killed in a crash along Interstate 64 in 2013. He was called to a vehicle fire on that day. While on the phone with dispatch, he was involved in a collision with a flatbed wrecker. Since he was responding to help others, his death was declared in the line of duty. Wednesday, Trippi's Kentucky State Police family joined his loved ones at his gravesite to honor his legacy.
Our family will certainly never forget Blake and the impact that he had on us, and it just warms all of our hearts to see the community and law enforcement come out and that they still remember Blake and that they haven't forgot him.
His widow, Rebecca Trippi, says his continued impact is a testament to how he lived his life. Trooper Trippi served with KSP Post 8 out of Moorhead. A week ago, a Whitley County woman was found dead. The suspect in her murder, her boyfriend, has been on the run ever since. We've been following the search for Nicholas Rucker for days. He's accused of killing Vicki Connor. Yesterday, we learned Rucker spent more than a decade in prison. He was convicted of killing his 3-month-old son. The community is still on edge while he's on the run.
I'm worried to death, yes. I am worried to death. We all stay in contact on the phone.
Neighbors say they saw Rucker running out of his Woodbine home, claiming Connor's death was a suicide. He's been spotted twice since then. Police say he is considered dangerous. A Prestonsburg man wanted on a warrant related to child sexual exploitation is now behind bars. Bobby Blackburn surrendered to police following a 5-day search. Here he is. From the arrest citation, investigators say he tried to get one girl who worked at a business he owned to, quote, engage in a threesome with him and another minor. Police say he messaged the girl through iMessage. It is unclear what business Blackburn owned. He faces a charge of prohibited use of an electronic device to procure a minor. A former Estill County teacher accused of punching a child has been indicted by a grand jury. Sherry Murphy was scheduled for a hearing yesterday. Authorities say she did not report sexual messages between her boyfriend Torstein Torsensen and a student. In April, authorities also learned that Murphy had hit a juvenile in the mouth. Murphy is facing multiple charges, including assault. She will be arraigned in circuit court on June 4th. Wednesday was a big day in the fate of the Southeastern Kentucky Medical Center in Pineville. This several-year financial struggle could be coming to an end one way or another. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds has the latest.
Just in the last week, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid pulled the Southeastern Kentucky Medical Center's license. On top of that, the city was informed they would not have the assurances on a lien they had hoped would help keep the hospital afloat. But Mayor Scott Maiden says that is not stopping them from helping out any way they can. In a statement on Wednesday, he said, after extensive work today with the bankruptcy courts and the Pineville Medical Center, the facility is working diligently with the city and the courts to complete a transfer of ownership. Attorneys for the current owner say they have reduced staffing to keep the doors open.
Patient safety is first and foremost, but then on the second hand, not have ancillary personnel that we didn't have the ability to pay and weren't necessary for the operation.
Lawyers say this is because as more of the issues are made public, fewer patients are checking themselves into the hospital.
This will allow us to lessen the amount of these payroll obligations that we're incurring, which would lessen the amount of money that the hospital is losing each and every day.
Hoping to strike a deal with what will work for everyone involved. In Pineville, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, we will, of course, continue to update this story as we get more information on the future of the hospital, which remains up in the air this morning. Now, police are looking for the man who broke into a dorm at Eastern Kentucky University. Here's a look at who police are looking for. EKU police say the man got into North Hall about 1 in the afternoon Sunday. They say he might have a tattoo on his left arm. Call police if you know who the man might be. A fire damaged a Johnson County home yesterday. Luckily, fire officials tell us no one was injured. Here is video of the fire, which happened on Witten Lane in Wittensville. The home received smoke and water damage. Several fire departments responded to the scene. They are still trying to figure out the cause. A former state representative intends to run for a bigger office. Wesley Morgan has filed for U.S. Senate. He would challenge Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell for the seat in the Republican Party. Morgan lost his renomination last year. He had said he was leaving the Republican Party. Morgan has filed the paperwork to begin fundraising. Well, Union College has taken over the Indian Springs Country Club and Golf Course in Knox County. On Monday at its grand opening, 64 golfers came to play on the 9-hole course for a golf scramble. In addition to students who golf being able to use the course, the public can as well. People in the community can rent the golf course and clubhouse, but the course will also help students with their degrees.
We have some academic programs that will operate out here, so we're going to give our students some resume quality internship experience in business management, recreation management, and hopefully one day in turf management. It's just much different.
For more information on the golf course or renting it, you can visit their website at IndianSpringsKY.com. Well, Wednesday at the Jenny Wiley State Park, senior citizens from across the Big Sandy were honored for their participation in the senior games. Nearly 300 seniors came out for the events, from bowling to a football toss to a 1-mile walk and much more. Winners went home with medals like this one you see right here. They say this is all about having fun and getting to talk to their friends from around the region.
Competition, and hope you do good and beat out your friends and your buddies or whatever,
I went yesterday. It was pretty awesome to be out there. Everybody was so kind. The oldest participant was 99 years young. Straight ahead, a new study shows that the hit Netflix original series 13 Reasons Why potentially led to a disturbing climb in teen suicides.
After a few storms yesterday, some more are possible today, throughout the day, and they could be strong to severe. I'll track them out for you in about 3 minutes.